I'm Lynne of Organic Ceramics. I'm here today to tell you about my journey into pottery, and I think that started quite a long time ago when I was in school. From memory, I think it would have been at Hope Valley College, where I did some pottery on a wheel and some hand building. Then about 20 odd years ago I moved to London, and I was down there for about a decade and did some evening classes. I still really liked the idea of being able to work with clay, but just as a hobby, I guess, at the time. Then I think it was about 10 years ago I moved to Glossop, which is where I am now, just in some woods behind Glossop. And a couple of years ago I really fancied having another go. I just got the urge to play with clay, get my hands stuck into it. So I found some local workshops and I went and did those for a few months. And I think over that time I decided that I didn't feel like I'd had enough time with clay. It seemed the kind of 2 hours was lovely, but it wasn't enough. So found a residential course and went to the Lake District for a week, where I was completely immersed in pottery for a week, and came back absolutely buzzing from that. It's like, I want to set up my own studio, I want to do this, and that's what I did. I got a wonderfully supportive partner, so I was able to take time out from what we normally do. So got a physio and sports massage and personal training business, which I'm still involved with. But yeah, the last couple of years I've been experimenting with pottery and working with different clays, just finding out what I really enjoy doing, and I bring nature into my pots. I love being in the outdoors. That's why I'm here in the sleety rain taking this video. I like coming and collecting tools. I see little twigs around me that I think, how could I use this in my pottery to create textures and designs and things with, or use them as inspiration in my work. And that's really coming to the fore now with what I've been doing. So hope you enjoy browsing my work. You can find me on Facebook, it's Organic Ceramics, and I'm on Instagram, that's @_organic ceramics, and my website with a web shop on there is www.organic-ceramics.co.uk. Thanks for watching, bye! Hi, I'm Lynne Taylor from Organic Ceramics, and I'm going to introduce you to some of the tools that I use when I am decorating my pots. So I tend to use natural tools most of the time. I do have some traditional ones, a very sharp knife and cutting things and rolling pins, so traditional pottery tools. But I also like using natural things as well. We've got grasses and conifer, some yew, some pine cones and things. Particularly like driftwood. This happens to be my favourite stick. I've got some others that are nicely smoothed. Got a whole array of sticks and twigs that I find. This is just a small selection of them. And then these are stamps which I have made myself. So these are just bisque fired pottery stamps of various textures. Particularly like this one. Makes a nice dimple effect. So my pendants that I make and around some of my pots, you'll find the dimples from that one. And then more sticks, driftwood and shells, and maybe there's a piece of glass that I found. These happen to all have come from Japan. I went lucky to go there in 2019. So I'm just going to demonstrate a few of these and the textures that you can get from them, and I'll post up a picture of these on my Instagram feed so you can see them. This is volcanic rock from Mount Aso in the Kyushu region of Japan. Nice rough rocky sort of texture from that. And we've got a big cockle shell. Use this one quite a lot in my pendants.
Gives nice texture, good deep ridges on that one because it's quite big. You can use any part of this, roll it, point it, just little dimples. Or you can use the big fat end. Essentially you can use anything as a tool. I just think it's nice to bring nature closer to you in the house. It's quite a fine one. Got some nice little mini dimples on that one. Pine cones are quite good. These are quite old, so they're quite brittle and they will tend to fall apart quite a bit. And you see on the base of this one, gives you a nice kind of texture there. And then some more sticks for bigger dimples. So even using the same bit of the stick in different ways, I can get different bits of decoration on my pots. My favourite, don't know why, just really like how it feels. And you get a different kind of indentation from that part. And the end's quite rough, so it will give you quite a jagged texture, almost mimics rock really. And then we have grasses and botanicals. Just get my roller. So this is how I do my meadow vases, kind of. This clay is quite a bit too wet really, but you get an idea of it. And like I said, the grass is quite old, so it's quite fragile. So normally if I was making a piece I would leave this in so that the clay shrinks around it a little bit, but I'll just reveal that texture for you. That's pretty good. And conifer in the same way. You must have used this piece already. You get an idea of it. Just make sure that all the ends of the little strands are pressed in nicely. I always want to say ta-da when I've done that. Don't know why. And this is you. Y-E-W. You. There you can see. So the conifer I've used in this vessel, and then it gets oxides applied and the transparent glaze. And the grasses that you saw, they come out like that on this rocky clay. This is the clay that I've just been using. It's quite an earthy feel to it, and then the oxides really highlight the texture of the grasses. There you go. Hope you've enjoyed that little tour of some of my tools that I use. If you want to see more of my creations and products, you can find me on Instagram. It's _organic ceramics. On Facebook, it's @organic-ceramic without the S on the end. And then my website with an online shop is www.organic-ceramics.co.uk, and you'll find lots of products on there. These vessels, these will be going on shortly. The meadow vases, these are all up on there now. Okay, thanks for listening. Bye.